Polishing the paint makes a huge difference after wash full decon. But for an overall incredible look, it's all in the details. And that includes restoring plastic trim and even the black piano finishes that they put on vehicles. You know, I don't know why they insist on adding trim that's softer and thinner than the clear coat paint on your vehicle, which is already soft and thin and scratches like crazy. Well, this can really get bad, especially if you go through automated car washes or 5, 6, 7, 8 years of improper wash and Mother Nature. So for the overall look, I mean, it does look so much better already with this red polished up a bit. But for the overall look, we're going to have to go ahead and, you know, I mean, it's all in the details when it comes to this type of restoration. We do want to take care of these pillars. The A, B, and C pillars are this black piano finish, and they are beat up, and we're going to restore them today. So the paint turned out nice. Now we have to keep going. We have to give it an overall good look, and that includes the wheels, the plastic trim, headlights, taillights, bumper guard, or grill guard, and also these pillars here. And you can see with the overhead light just how bad these things are beat up. Very thin plastic with a soft pigmented panel that is cleared. And that clear is very, very soft, very thin. This one back here is really bad. Well, for the overall look, we have to restore them as well. I just happen to have something laid out on the table here. We're going to pull out, and I believe I just did a video on the Rubis Uno Advanced. We're going to use that because it really doesn't take a whole lot of aggression to restore those surfaces and that material. And we'll team it up with a 3-inch polishing machine and a medium cut 3-inch foam pad. And that should do the trick. Now we are going to get some transfer. You may not want to use a brand new pad for that job, so maybe grab an older one, and you'll need to clean the pad between each pillar because it will pull up into the pad and clog the foam pads. Normally these pillars have rubber grommets or seals or even some rubber trim around the edges of them, and you can very easily go ahead and lay down some masking tape to protect the area. And we'll put one across here to give us a good 50-50 shot, show results. And because these areas are so soft, my friends, you don't need a whole lot of aggression to correct them. And with this, we can correct them. And with this, we can correct them and protect them at the same time. With the nanotechnology and their micro abrasives, this should be the perfect match. Let's give it a try. This stuff you want to shake up and keep shaking it up throughout the process because it does separate. Spread out the polish. And then we'll do a quick trip up and back on this trim. right, that should do it. Let's see what this looks like. We did use this combination on the paint, by the way. And the polish itself, you could surround yourself with a whole bunch of different types of pads, from wool and microfiber aggressive all the way down to a gloss pad and everything in between. And you could take care of a huge percentage of the work with that combination. That looks good. Let me remove the tape. I do notice here we could have gotten just a little bit more aggressive with the choice of the pad, but we did make huge strides so far. Let me bring you in and show you. You could see that already though, I'm sure. So we are going from this mess to that. Now we are going to have the pitting. It is pitted from sand, rock chips, whatever they may have treated the road with, rock chips. But there is a little bit of swirling left in there. It removed what? I'd say 80%, 75%. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to this pillar back here, which is a real mess, and we'll try to find the perfect combination that removes all those in just one trip or a few passes. And the object is to find something that removes this but doesn't leave a haze behind, which would add another step and really would take up your time. So let's see what we can do back here. We'll mask off this area and get back to work. Okay, so they do make microfiber and wool pads for 3-inch polishers. They do have these mid run-of-the-mill orange foam pads, and they do make Eurofiber 50/50 pads as well for 3-inch polishers. I have this one out. Let's just give this a try. I believe this one here would be a little bit too aggressive and would leave hazing behind that you would have to add another step to. These might be, you know, like the Goldilocks dilemma. This might be the perfect fit. Let's give it a shot. And just like we did up front, we can also protect surrounding areas. I'm not worried about the paint here. We're not going to get that aggressive. See what we can do with this section here. Let's remove the light polishing pad. And then just something a little bit more, with a little bit more bite. Grab my towel all the way up here, and we'll just set that there. Spread out the polish. You get a little bit on there. This pad was bone dry. You need to prime it, especially with this product. That's much better. There we go. Okay, we made huge strides. And from 5 foot it looks good. Up close we could still see some deeper scratches. They cleaned this thing with a Brillo pad. We did make, I mean, this is bad. We did make some improvement, but it wasn't deep enough to remove those. So, we do have this microfiber cut pad out. Let's try it. Again, from back here, a lot of people would be happy, but let's see how far we can go with this plastic trim. Now, we'll tape off this bottom part, and we'll even overlap here. See what that looks like. This is an Americana Global microfiber pad for the 3-inch polisher. Prime the pad. Put some more product on there. Now we're all set. Okay, we could see a difference. Still not perfect, but now as a whole, if you're just walking by it, it looks fantastic. You get up close and you're at the right angle. So this is where we started, and you could see the line that we got a little bit deeper. And we still have a small percentage. Now those might be too deep to chase after. Another pass or so, but you have to know when to call it. Let me know down in the comment section, are you one that would just keep chasing and keep chasing and keep chasing after these marks? Or is there a point where you say, hey, not perfect, but it looks so much better? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm in the mood to experiment. So let me try something. Load up the pad with the Uno Protect, and let's just add 2 small drops of 3D1. I recommend exploring with this, mixing compounds together. It can work and give you fantastic results. Have we gone too aggressive now? There's going to be a point where we get too aggressive and we leave haze, and we would have to add another step. I gotta tell you, I think that's the combination right there. And this is the part we corrected. And right here is where we added 3D1. We have a little bit of the deeper scratches, but see how we're getting better? We started with this, then we got more aggressive, and then a little bit more aggressive, and it still hasn't left haze behind. So I believe 2 passes with the Uno Protect and 1 or 2 drops of 3D1, and you would have your combination. That's what it's all about. It's all about experimenting, having fun, finding what works for you. Each car is going to be different, and test panels. And the whole thing looks so much better. Now, if adding to that and the polished paint, going over the plastic trim and restoring that, this thing is going to look so much better. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Enough fun for one day. It's all about the details, right? I mean, just polishing that paint alone is not going to get that Ford where I want it to be. So polishing the trim and then also the plastic trim, restoring that. I'll dig in the cabinet, see what I can find for that. I have many products that would work great. And oh, test spots. Let me know down in the section how many test spots I normally do 2 to 3 test spots to start out with something that's not aggressive at all and work my way up to find the perfect combination of what works on the surface that I'm trying to correct for that particular day. Let me know down in the comment section. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning, and I'll catch you in the next video.